am live. It's the return of me, Famine, the goat, the goat. See what I did there? Little goat. All right. I'll wait for some of our friends to hop in here. Excuse me. Congestion. Indigestion, that's the word. What's up, Bjorn? Welcome, welcome. I decided I needed to jump back in feet first into streaming. Yesterday it worked out that wrestling was actually on Tuesday, and I always do my best to watch wrestling with my girlfriend, so I went and did that. So I'm streaming today. Now, me. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that streams. Boom, there we go. There's that. Cool. Cool. So be sure to, if you want to, you can click the share button, share this with your friends, share it with your enemies, share it with your family. Somebody down the street, be like, hey, check this shit out. This guy, he's talking about toys and doing things. And, it's been a week. It's only Wednesday. But it'll be Friday before we know it. And, hope you have the weekend off. I dropped my seltzer on the ground. And I let it chill there for a few minutes. It's like an 80-20 that this thing's gonna bukkake me. So what I'm gonna do is if you watch Scrubs, the John Dorian 3-tap method. The jobs. Hey! And today we are rocking the Cranberry Clementine Polar. Polar was cheaper than the store brand for whatever reason. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open this thing up because I do want to see what's up with this, what it's like. I have a lot of ideas for it. You working today, Bjorn, or are you chilling at home? I guess if I open something with Ben Grimm on, I do contractually have to say it's clobbering time. It's clobbering time. Chilling at home. Right. So, nothing in the box. Just some images of the Fantastic Car. Doing Fantastic Car things. Let's see here. We're gonna cut that out. Cut that out. We have freed little Ben Grimm. But he's not completely free yet. So. There we go. Got the 4 space pants on, I imagine. He's got big old paws, big old Ben Grimm hands. And nice head sculpt, nice rotation, knees bend, that's cool, and they rotate. No ankle cut or anything like that, but a lot of detail on there. Looking forward to that. I'm for certain going to paint him up. Probably going to give him a Kirby-esque coloring and a Jolton Joe Sano, like a black wash to really make him pop, make the stone sculpt pop. So, and so we've got, let's see, looks like we got a windshield here, some type of instructions. I didn't need those. Let's get the car out. The whip. That's the car. It comes flat packed, which is great. If you're gonna paint this, which I am, Means you can keep the glass separate, I believe, here. So that's cool. We got the wheels underneath for the little hover, I assume. But I'm going to be making some changes, so that's pretty damn cool. And then this, I'm assuming, is... I don't know. What the hell is it? Yep. All right, cool. So this is the back part of the car, the Fantastic car, and then this is the cockpit glass. Goes there. So keep that out because that's going to get painted. I'll probably spray paint those a different time after I prep the surfaces, but that's cool. You know what? We'll open this up. We'll just take a peek. See if there's anything else that yeah, see? This is why we look. I will have to tape off the glass so I can paint that to match whatever car. But check this out. Inside is some control panels and knobs and buttons and stuff across the headliner, so that'll be cool. All right. So yeah, that's neat. Got that on sale at Target. They were $29, so plus tax was like $32, $33, and then I had a discount code for $10 off anything over $40. So I called up the homie and I was like, "Hey, do you want one of these?" "Yeah." And I was like, "Great, we can get them for $25. If you go look on like Amazon or whatever, if you can't find these in the store, you're gonna be paying $100. So keep an eye on Target. Stay on Target. So cool. We did that. We did that. Triple D, what's happening, my friend? Thanks for being here. But yeah, I really like this. I really like this Ben Grimm. I do wish that they would give these figures some like articulated wrists, even if it was just a simple peg, which I could do. I could cut it and drill it and tap a peg in, but it'd be nice if they did it. Great, you know, great articulation in the joints, nice and wide. You know, you could be like, "Hey, I'm Ben Grimm in here. I'm doing a Grimm, walking around made out of rocks, and I'm from New York. Look out for me." I'm funny. I'm the funniest person that I know. But yep, he's the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. He's got his blue eyes. He's got his signature grumpy face on. And this thing is probably going to look freaking dope, all weathered up and, well, all painted up and washed nicely. And you know what we'll do? We'll open one more. We'll open one more Marvel guy. I picked up a little while ago. I just haven't opened him. That's Iron Man. I want to do a video. I'll probably do a video on this, painting him, but like, this was a $4 toy. They were on clearance. And again, it's limited in the articulation like that one is. It's got elbow hinges, shoulder, head, you know, knees, the basics. And he's got the, you know, karate kick. But there is so much sculpt on here. So much. So we can do a lot of work with this. And it's got, you know, really cool helmet. It's Tony Stark. It's Iron Man. But I feel like I can make this look cooler. What's up, Mudhorn? Everybody go over on Instagram and look at Mudhorn's A-Wing that they did. Really good work. But I want to, like I said, there's so much opportunity to make this thing look really badass, and that will be a video, I think, if not a live stream on a rainy day. Who knows? Who's to say? Not me. Let's get out his little Halo, his Halo sword here from Avengers Endgame. Endgame, was it, that he had the little laser sword? And he was all like, "Nah, I got a sword. Look at me go. Ninja stuff. I'm Tony Stark." Yeah, I'm like 5 years old. But yeah, I want to do some artwork today, so I'm thinking I'm gonna tinker with I'll show you this too real quick. I got this for 50 cents at a flea market in town. It's a little, I assume, one of the Chapmay, let's see, UK, Canada, made in China. Yeah. Anyway, one of the dollar store, like, military play sets, but I like it as, like, a little snub fighter of some sort here. Maybe I'll change out the wings or give it a different profile, but it's got a cockpit and it's got a nose. I'm going to take the shark art off of there, but little plane, little small personal craft, maybe a pirate fighter. Who knows? But yeah, let's get back into the swing of things, shall we, kids? It's been a minute. I don't know if I remember how to hold a paintbrush. I know that this has been Mod Podged a few times so that I can get some paint right on there. So let's go ahead and, if you haven't already, hit the like button. I'll wait. There's 4 of you here. There's only 2 likes on the video. I will wait. Run 2 streams at once before. Why are we running 2 streams? Famine Studios is the primary stream right now. Okay. You're not my real dad. You can't tell me that. I will put you in timeout. Cool. Whip Wednesday's on in 20 minutes. Well, that sounds like a Thursday problem to me. I don't come to your streams and then leave. Just saying. And by the way, let's see who the top fans are. Look at that. We got Bjorn leading the way, Mudhorn, and Triple D is number 3. Thank you. All right. Let's go. Let's do a box. We're going to do a crate. Let's do an orange crate. So we'll start with a base coat of a yeller. No, we'll do a base coat of red. That sounds right. That sounds like what I want to do. And I'm using Folk Art Matte Red. So I'm using this as kind of like a primer on top of the matte. Peg full of Mando Commandos. Yeah, I wish that they were cheaper as well, man. There's the reason I had said that before Pirates jumped on the comment to say, like, I have too much faith in them, is because they learned, or it seemed like they learned, when they released the same trooper, the black trooper, the Dark Troopers, the all-black armored robots from The Mandalorian, they released those as a single carded release. And they were way cheaper. And you didn't get the diorama background, which you didn't need, which people weren't really clamoring for. And so my thought was, I'm surprised that they, seem to have learned from that and been like, okay, people want a figure that's good value. They'll buy them in mass. But instead, what we got was a 34, and that's at Walmart. They're 34. At Target, they're still 23, which is still, I think, too much for that. But Walmart has that dynamic pricing bullshit where their electronic tags, they can just update and change them however they want. I actually found out the strange way. I had picked up a figure a couple of weeks ago, and it was marked down on clearance. This was a gift for somebody. Picked up a figure, it was marked down on clearance, and I always go and check the stores. I always go and check the pegs, just in case, even if I'm not there for that. I went back, and they had raised the clearance price. So I asked somebody, I said, hey, this was clearance last week. What's going on here? Like, it's still clearance. And he goes, yeah, that means that there's not a lot at other stores, so people might come to this store, so they'll get a little bit of money on that. Like, they raised the clearance. I've never seen it in my life before, but that's how their little dynamic pricing scheme goes. And I think that's really going to price out a lot of people from shopping for things. If you come one day, the price, and that's, hey, free market, fair market. If you want to say that, yes, absolutely. But it's also fair market and free market for me to go, I'm not going to shop here anymore. I'm not going to buy this thing because you keep changing the price on the daily based on the demand. It's not the stock market. I may snag another one of those IGs if they go any lower. Because, I mean, $10 for the... Or, no, they were $9 for everything that's included. The Anzalian and the IG and the Grogu. I'd absolutely scoop that up again, even just for parts. And so I can leave a Grogu somewhere, you know, in somebody's house, and then they find it, and they're like, what the hell? Which is a fun game I like to do. But I don't think I've ever seen the Blockies there either, and I patrolled their toy aisles pretty good, just looking for things that might scale well or fit in. I kicked myself in the ass. They had the Sonic the Hedgehog crab. I really wanted to make that into a droid, like a droid tank, and put it with a couple of the other Clone Wars era droids, or put it with like some Nautilians or, oh Christ, Aqualish, and have it be like part of their army. They had it for $12 on clearance, and I was like, I'm gonna get this. And I hemmed and hawed, and I put it back, and then I came back and picked it up, and I don't know why, like $12 would not have made or break me. Like, I'm not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, but $12 is just like, okay, don't get a case of soda. I don't really need soda. I don't really need the toy, but at least I'd have the toy and art and content and all those wonderful things that would come with it. But I was like back and forth, back and forth. I do not know why. To this day, I set the damn thing back. I was like, okay, I'm going to be up here tomorrow. I'll come pick it up. I was gone the next day. And I do that to myself all the time. I figured they'd be by the Transformers. That much made sense, because robots in disguise. And maybe they were in disguise. Robots in this guy. It's just a dude that's really into Transformers being into him. Ladies and gentlemen, Famine's back streaming and making inappropriate jokes. Please clap. So we got that redded up. Excuse me. And I am going to have to start thinking about what I want to do around Halloween. What I want to do for a stream. Last year's Halloween themed stream, was a bust. Absolute bust. Like, 2 people showed up. It was Bjorn and somebody else, which was fine, but I do like to gather the masses, as the kids say. Let's get everybody together and do a thing together and shoot the shit. And I know I've got like zombie stuff that I could work on. Who knows? Maybe I have a Ghostface mask. Maybe I do Ghostface. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. That's gonna dry. That's drying there. And my lower back just popped. My lower back just popped again. I saved this. I got something to cook in the air fryer from like Trader Joe's or something like that. And it came with a tray. No, this was from Target. Metallic paint pens. Hell yeah. And it's got some really cool like diamond plate, like diamond texture, not diamond plating. But I think that would be cool for like a security window or something. Put that in there because it looks like one of the ones on the school doors, the office building doors that they have where it's like if you break it, you can't break it. I don't know. Just adds a little depth, a little bit of detail. You guys know I'm all about that strange detail and weird things like that. Oh, and and I picked this up for free down the road. So we've got a corner shelf, which is going to go probably in a corner for gimmick. So I was going to use it in my living room, but I only have 4 corners out there, and I kind of like don't want this in the one because the one there's the door, and then the other corner has like a nice mirror that I put there. And if I'm checking myself out, I'm not looking at things on the shelf, right? I mean, You walk around with this, you stop and you look in that mirror, you're like, damn, this guy should probably like use a toner under his eyes or something because they're dark, man. He's got anyway. But scooped this up, sanded it down so that I could get paint to adhere to it. So I will likely be priming this in black like I always do. Possible coating of Mod Podge, and I'll figure out what I want to do from there. But my options are, and I'm in sweats today because like I'm chilling, so like I'm not wearing jeans like I usually do or shorts like jorts like I'm fucking John Cena. So just deal with my cartoon pants. But I mean, I could do it over here, which you guys can't really see, but it could blend right in, which is an option, which is an absolute option. I could also come up with a way to incorporate it here. And then if we really wanted to get nasty with it, if we wanted to get freaky with it, I could totally change the game. Do something like that, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, we got another option now, so for now we're just gonna let that live right there. There we go. You get right there in the corner. We think about it. We consider it for a little while, let it ruminate, see what we want to do, see how we want to live. Let's see. But yeah, weird pickups for free, man. I like free stuff. Especially free things that I could use in my house or world building or recycle into something else. Oh man, did you guys hear that? That was like that was something. I see that. Somebody took back a like. Oh, I'm onto you. Let's see. Is this dry enough? Not yet. I probably should have thought this stream through better and planned better, but I didn't, so here we are. Got the old spear of Longinus. You get back to work, sir. It's the spear of destiny that allegedly pierced the heart of Christ when he was being crucified on the cross. I figured that would be in an Imperial relic housing. But it came with Indiana Jones toy, I think, maybe? I can't remember what it came with, but it needed to be straightened out because it was warped from being in the package for so long. So it's getting pretty straight. Thrawn should have it. No, I don't think Thrawn would have it. I have an Imperial who is the Red Skull. He is quite actually the Red Skull. Traveled through a rift trying to harness the power of the Tesseract and wound up in this universe, in this temporal rift, and because of that, he saw an opportunity with his military tact and saw a army and basically got himself a place in the Empire, as they are in Gimmick, and is working on helping with takeovers in the area, and I've got some lore that I'm building up there, so stay tuned for that. It's also quite humid here today, which, again, I did not think all the way through with the paint, so is what it is. Let's take that apart. I got this thing for like, I think this was another $1 find at the flea market. I know I showed this off before, but I want to take it apart because I want it for the pieces. To me, the value is in the pieces, not the whole thing, which there's something to be said in life, that sometimes the value can be in the experiences and not the entire thing. I don't know. Stencils, use pattern on a figure. For most things, you're going to want to make it yourself. Okay, let's see here. All right, you're stuck in there pretty good, huh, pal? I see what needs to happen. There we go. Stuck in there pretty good, so let's, I'll show you what I want this for. Stones in Luthen's shop for Temple of Doom. Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. And also what was cool in Luthen's shop was that we got, what was it, a Gungan in a with carbonite and a Vader's Apprentice's armor chilling out. Okay. Camera. Oh dear. What's up, Aunt? Oh dear. It got cut. If only Famine had not done that, this toy would have been worth, Starkiller, thank you, would have been worth thousands. No. I got this because it's like a little coach seat type thing. So it's like a seat here, and then you got the little carrying thing in the back. I think that'll be something. And then I have the parts, like I said. I'll be able to unscrew this here, have these two leg things with the rivets, industrial scenery. Excuse me, and then I'll be able to use this seesaw business somewhere else, I'm certain. And I cut, usually when I get these like types of plastic that kind of look like styrene rods, I will just cut that and have that in my little pile of stock plastic pieces for accessorizing or building off of. So again, sometimes I look at things kind of the opposite way that you might expect. Like somebody might look at this and go, like I did, you know, I looked at this and I was like, oh shit, I can make that into a little ship. Whereas someone might look at it and go, I could take these little wheels off here because they pop right out, and I can make them into barbells for my gym, for my figure, and then I can use this nose cone because I have a little building, you know what I mean? Like you can look at it for the parts or the whole thing. In this case, I looked at this for the parts over the entire thing, because what am I going to do with a little upsy-daisy, ups and down thing? Nothing, but now I've got this cool little thing that can be used as a carrier, or go on a droid, or go on a dinosaur, or, you know, hell, could even be shelves. I could cut that off and make it into a television because it's got the slanted look to it. All sorts of things. Again, looking at it for the parts instead of the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Also, probably how Frankenstein, probably how Dr. Frankenstein operated. He's, you know, he would look for the parts. Probably looked at the whole too, which is a whole nother thing, but yeah, that's Halloween-y, right? Right, guys? Yeah. That is water. And you see it's got this ridiculously shiny plastic, so when I do go to use that for anything, I will sand the ever-loving out of it, knock down some of those seam lines, because there are little seam lines there. Sand the ever-loving out of it, knock it down, and probably go over it with a little bit of green Scotch-Brite, which will take that shine down and also make it so that paint adheres to it, gives it a little tooth or some purchase to grab onto the material. And I also did wash this because this is a kid's toy. There's a tip for you. This one's free. If you go to a yard sale, you go to a flea market, and we're in the business largely of buying toys or picking up things for world building, collectibles and stuff, largely they are going to have been handled by children, and children are gross little creatures that are covered in germs and touch everything on the planet, and they cough into each other's mouths, and they fucking pick at their eyes, and they stick their fingers 3 knuckles deep up their nose, and they high-five each other and stuff, and they play with their toys at home, and then mom goes, okay, let's gather a bunch of this stuff because it's crowding up the house, we'll get it out for sale and put it on the table. Take them, sink full of soapy water. If it's something that's got batteries in it and you're worried about it, take the batteries out and you don't want to submerge it, we'll wash it in the sink, but use a soap with hot water on a sponge or something, clean it up, wash them first. You will have so much less issues. You will probably get way less germs and shit touching your hands. And also just like, fucking gross. Bjorn knows it's fucking gross. Like, I know I washed this and I'm already like regretting touching my face and trying not to put my finger anywhere near my face now, even though I know I washed this. So, yeah. Especially it's back to school. They're just, they cough in each other's faces. It's terrible. All right, so that's largely close enough to being dried to make me happy. It's still not dry enough. I just touched it as I said that, and now I've got red paint on my hands. It's humid in here, guys. It's humid in here. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe this is a short one. Maybe the art was the little red box that we made along the way. Maybe that's the art. Maybe this is the thumbnail. And that'll be like the headline is, I did what? It's literally just 30 minutes of me waiting for this fucking thing to dry. Because humidity. Yeah, it's like that. I didn't really plan this through, because again, as I said yesterday, it turned out to be a... Well, no, the banana taped to a wall is, I would very much say, more intentionally artwork than what I've done. Than most things that I've done, that is more intentionally artwork than what I have done. And it served to prove a point, number one, that, well, yeah, art is subjective, but it served to prove a point. And it proved that point, and it still continues to prove a point to this day. So I think that piece was spectacularly done and well executed. I get a check every time I say that. Like $12. Pretty good money. Okay. I think I showed this off on World Makers Consortium. I don't know. If I didn't, I've got one of the new Raptors. And I like it. It's a good body. It's a different texture than the World ones and the Jurassic Park ones that they've been doing. So some of the posing is a little bit similar on the limbs just because that, but I love the more suspension bridge pose that this one comes with instead of the, you know, closer to the 90s dinosaur where it was still kind of like, oh, the heads are upright and the bodies are perpendicular, but the heads sit like this. This is more like, yeah, it's a running bird that spends most of its time low in the jungle or low in its environment. So yeah, I dig that. And it's got the quills, which are my favorites. And it's pretty cool raptor. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, my teeth are showing. Raptor teeth, me. But yeah, I'd say that's a hell of a difference. It's still very cool. Okay. And also, the Zora that comes with it. Good female buck. She doesn't, her arms are not as Luke, as buff Luke from the Dagobah set, you know, so that's pretty cool. She's got that tactical mag carrier on her chest. She's in cargo pants with blouse boots, so you could certainly do a head swap, or you could put a Star Wars vest on her, dry brush those pants, and you've got yourself like a female rebellion fighter. Maybe you've got a sniper with this long rifle. You know, who knows? Maybe it's last minute and you're trying to get your you're trying to go ahead and get your shooter in for the South Shore shootout in World Makers Consortium. You could go ahead and use a Zora and make that happen. I think it felt more like a Jurassic Park movie to me than the I would say the second Jurassic World movie did. It felt a lot more like The Lost World to me, which is coincidentally, out of all the sequels, The Lost World is my favorite. I have the most fond memories of it. I have the probably the most like aside from the original, I probably have like the most encyclopedic knowledge kicking around in this thing of the Lost World. But it felt a lot like the Lost World to me, and it felt very cool that it could have been a standalone thing. Um, I only didn't like. Spoilers if you didn't watch Jurassic Rebirth or you don't want to know, I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. I didn't like that the only way that they could write themselves into the sequel was to say that the dinosaurs were dying elsewhere. The whole point of the last 3 movies was to show that they could exist outside in the world. It was a whole thing. They very much could have, they wanted to like, oh, a little bit of an environmental thing. You could have said that they've been moving in droves. They've been navigating. They've been migrating in droves, towards the southern hemisphere and things like that. You didn't need to say, oh, dinosaurs can't make it here, but fortunately they're all around the equator. Cool. But you didn't need to write them away because you could have done something in Montana where, people are poaching. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different stories. You could have used the lysine thing and been like the crops with richer lysine in them are more southern-based farms, so the dinosaurs are migrating closer to the south. A million things you could have done. Fortunately, they kept the options open because, around the equator, as much water as there's a lot of interesting places that they can tell stories. But for the original writer who worked with both Steven Spielberg and Michael Crichton on the first film, that's the best thing that you could do. Like, that was it. That was the one where you guys like all got into a writer's room, or you had a conference call, or you had lunch. You're like, we want to do the story. We've got Scarlett Johansson. She's attached to it. We've got this, handsome paleontologist and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to do this thing. And then we've got this island of misfit toys. Okay, cool. It's an InGen place. Like, cool. Site C. All right. How are we going to get them there? You didn't need to mention the other shit. You quite literally could have gone, there was genetic testing that had gone on at this facility, and we found some old InGen research that shows that there are some creatures there in the testing that can now be capable of creating medication or whatever it was to make people healthy, or to help better the longevity of people who are ill. And we want you to go there and basically get it. And then you could play up the angle of like, oh, okay, so, we go and this is totally legit. Yeah, you guys are fine. Then we find out it's illegal for them to be there. You could do the whole story from that point of just like, you didn't need to write off the entire globe to get yourself out of that corner. I could have done that in about 3 minutes listening to the people. Yeah, the river sequence was phenomenal. But also, the whole rub, and again, this is still spoilers, the end of the film, she fucking takes that little dinosaur with her. If they can't live outside of the fucking equator, she's going to get to customs. You already saw over New York City, they were going around and like rounding up dinosaurs and scraping them off the sidewalks. Shit, she's going to get to customs. They're going to fucking take that thing out back and shoot it. They're not going to let her keep it. And you know what? There was another thing that I didn't like. It's 2 things. And you guys know me, as much as I can sometimes bitch about things, as I don't like to dwell on the negative, but I will see the fact that they shoehorned the absolute dog shit out of those Mutodons into the movie instead of the Velociraptors. The Velociraptors don't need to be in every Jurassic movie. I will say that. They don't need to. But they didn't need to be used in all the marketing. There's still no Mutodon toys. Not a one. So they didn't need to be in the marketing. They didn't need to be used in the trailers. They didn't need to be advertised. They didn't need to be included in that scene. And then they fast cut that little scene together to put it there to include them in the movie to make them ferocious Didn't need to happen. Was no reason for it. But beyond that, is I like I said, I liked it. It totally reminded me of the Lost World. Um, the river sequence was fucking awesome. I liked all the characters. I didn't hate. Was that weird beluga whale thing? No, the mutodons were those fucking flying beaked velociraptor wannabes that ate the one raptor when the kid was taking a piss and then they were in the gas station. The gas station scene from the Lost World. Again, the raptors in there. You could have done the if you read the book, you could have done the Carnotaurus that had the chameleon DNA. So they were literally standing outside of this gas station because it's like the territorial thing. Could have done that. Could have done the raptors, done the night and day thing where the Carnotaurus has it at night because the raptors can go in during the day. The Carnotaurus finds it harder to hide. All kinds of cool bullshit. And instead they were like, let's Photoshop over these velociraptors and make these fucking mutodons, which look like Gareth Edwards' Muto from Godzilla. I loved his Godzilla movie. Didn't have its place there. The beluga whale head thing was not the Indominus. The D-Rex. It's not a real dinosaur. I don't fucking care what it is. But the scaling was wrong too. That's just like, it's not even a complaint thing. It's like, it's very clear in one scene that this thing, his head and mouth were only as big enough to eat a person. And then all of a sudden in the next scene, here's a helicopter and this guy can eat the helicopter, like the whole fucking helicopter. Come on, Gareth. Come on, editing team. You guys did a really good job on things. You made things look cool, but you couldn't scale it right because you wanted to fit the sequence. Like, that's a thing. Like, somebody came out of the theater when I saw it. And the guy's like, oh, there must have been two of them. And I kind of fucking heard him. And I'm, you know me, I'm nosy. So I just kind of listened as we were going down the escalator. And he was talking about that. He's like, the size difference, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, no, there was only one. He's like, well, how was there only one if that thing was... And it was the bigger... Oh, God, man, that mosasaur scene, like fucking Jaws, dude, made me so uncomfortable. I would never be on a boat. You would not catch me within 80 feet of the goddamn ocean because I knew that those things were living in there. And then when they had the scene at the down on the coast before they were getting ready to go into our heroes were getting ready to go into their boat and go to the island, they had plesiosaurs strung up. They had skeletons of like all these ancient fish from Biosyn and InGen and stuff. Like, if you tell me that shit's out there, no. Oh, let's get in a sailboat. We'll take the kid. No, absolutely not, Dad. You can go fuck yourself. Absolutely not. I am not getting in a boat with that goddamn fucking whale-eating, boat-eating giant thing. There's at least two of them because they said the marketing and they also confirmed in like when they were touring and talking to the people and they were doing interviews and stuff. That's not the mosasaur that was alive at the end of Jurassic World and Jurassic World Dominion. That fucker's still out there. So you mean to tell me that there's actually two of them, and we only know where one is because he's got a little fucking tracker stuck in him? Absolutely not. Get in a boat. Get out of here. Get on land. I'll take my chances with the velociraptors up here than fucking Jaws 4 swimming around down there. No. Nope. No. No, that was terrifying. That whole sequence was fucking scary. Not for me. I would not have gotten, personally, a choice that old Famine would have never made. Hey, you want to go out on the yacht? No, I do not want to go out on the yacht. Why not? It's fun. We'll stick around. I don't care where you're going to stick around. Because that fucking thing's out there. Well, you don't know that. The ocean's huge. Yeah, so is that thing. Nope, not for me. Not for me. All right. We're doing Llama Orange. Now that I've yammered on about my fear of that goddamn beast in the ocean, I got opinions on that thing. Let me tell you. Are you plugged up? Excuse me. Oh, poor baby. You need some relief. There you go. See? Took care of that. Jellyfish in the shallow water. There you go. See? I mean, I always pay attention to where I'm at. I've only encountered jellyfish a small handful of times when I've been in the ocean, and I've been really aware of where they were. But, you know, I'll take a jellyfish sting every day of the damn week over fucking Sharknado out there. Absolutely not. That thing. Oh, it's fine. It's fine, kids. I'm going to take my children and her dumb boyfriend out into the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Or into the, what is it? Would it have been the Adriatic Sea? Am I wrong? Am I not remembering my nautical navigations? And, you know, just, oh, we're just going to go out there and there's going to be this thing and it's going to be a nightmare, but it's fine. No. Nope. But I thought the cast was well-rounded. Everybody did their stuff. Do I need to see them again? Maybe Loomis and Zora. I like those characters. I do not think that I need to see the family again. I don't think suddenly they're going to become dinosaur experts and be roped into another adventure. So, like, you've got that. Oh, by the way, TeePublic has got $16 tees right now, so if you wanted a Famine Studio shirt, you can click the link in the description of the video and go get one. Also, if you're new to the channel, this is your jam, subscribe. We hang out, we make art, we talk. I'm usually a pretty positive penny when we talk about movies and things that I like. There were a couple of things about that movie that I thought I'd bring up. I've been into the Pacific and I've been into the Atlantic. I don't mind swimming in the Atlantic, but I'm also painfully aware, to my own detriment, of what is in the ocean, and not in the ocean. And, like, I go to a specific coast, a specific coastal town I've been going to my whole life. I check the shark sightings and things like that, and if there are shark sightings in that region, I don't put my happy ass in the water more than, like, my knees. Maybe I'll go a little bit more, but again, if I can see into the water and the water's going out, cool. But yeah, no, I don't fuck around with oceans like that too much, because again, you know, there can be sharks, there can be man-o-war, there can be riptides. You gotta be... And I like, and that's the thing, is I like going out on boats and stuff. I love whale watches, man. There are very few things on this planet that I can have memories of and I can think back to that just fill me with an unmeasurable amount of joy. Whale watches are one of those things. But I'm also quite aware, you know, of big things in the ocean. But you're on a boat. Those boats are usually pretty well maintained. There's enough Life Vest Plus to help everybody. There's emergency rafts, radios, so, you know what I mean? There's other boats usually within sight on the whale watches, so I trust that more than going out on a little wooden dinghy for a fucking circumnavigate, and then we'll go up through the Pacific and go around the Horn of Africa and then back up to New Jersey, and then you guys will go to school. It'll be great. No. Nope. Nope. And I've done deep sea fishing, done whale watching. I've done just going out on a leisurely boat, ship ride out in the ocean. Cool. Somebody invited me to go kayaking on the ocean. I told them they could absolutely kiss my ass. You know why? because the ocean could wallop me in that little kayak, and all they'd find is the kayak floating, 7 miles down the coast. Not my body. I'd sink like a stone or something. I guarantee it. It's the same reason, like, I feel like I would be more, like, I'm sure it'd be uncomfortable at first, just the experience of, like, going into space and like, you look down and you see the planet. That's got to be, like, that's really got to fuck with your brain for a hot minute. Like, that's really got to, but, like, I feel like I'd rather go up in outer space because going under the water, I don't know what's under there. My dad was my father was the biggest chicken shit I knew. This dude, afraid of everything. What was that? What's out there? Wanted to learn to scuba dive. That was, like, his thing. Is like, he always read magazines about it. He wanted to dive for treasure, and, like, he had a problem putting his head underwater. I'm like, homie, you want to go digging for treasure, like, under ships and shit, and look for gold coins and all that stuff. No scuba diving for you. And I can swim. I like to think I'm a pretty good swimmer. But I just don't put myself in situations like that in the ocean where, you got your hands full of big black pipe? Conduit furniture project. Oh, right. Right. You're gonna model that later, so I can say, anyway. But yeah, no, I will not. If there were like fucking megalodons, if that was a legit thing, there are no more megalodons. Megalodons are not in existence anymore. They are extinct. But if there were like plesiosaurs or fucking mosasaurs, no sir. It's enough that I know that there's giant squid out there, that there are large octopus, cephalopods that are smart. There are orcas sinking rich people's yachts for a reason. The ocean's trying to tell us something. Like, maybe fucking stay out of our living room. I don't know what they're trying to say, but it's not for me. It's not for me to go down there and... No, sir. Negative. Not for me. Got a little orange crate here. Yeah. All right, it's so humid. That is a problem. And then it's gonna be freezing cold. We're gonna get a freeze overnight, so the humidity is gonna go bye-bye. So I'm not too concerned. But I think we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. We got a good, pretty close to an hour in. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to my triumphant return. Triumphant return back to streaming. The return of the king. The return of the... Oh, wait, no, wait. He's kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he? Hope you guys have a great night. Again, there's Patreon, Famine Studios X. You can buy me a coffee on Ko-Fi. Famine Studios X there as well. You can become a supporter on the channel. You can personally see me in person and hand me a $100 bill and say, hey, get yourself cleaned up. Money's on the dresser. And I hope you guys have an excellent week. We will see you soon. I believe we have WMC on Friday. So yeah, fucking subscribe and like and tweet me.